What age do you peak?
What would happen if Usain Bolt raced against himself? This is 21-year-old Usain Bolt.
I think peak age, if I had to give a wild guess, I would say 31.
He's competing against 31-year-old Usain Bolt and other Usain Bolts in between.
Oh, okay. Maybe not then, if that's the case. I guess I go 28. Nah, I'm going 30, bro. I'm going 30. Why is 25 and 29 missing?
Wins.
Is that 23? 27 right there, though, I think. Is that 27?
Bolt
26.
was 23 years old when he set the current world record at 9.58 seconds. He was never able to match that time again.
9:58.
If we look at the other best sprinters in history, we see that some peaked in their 20s and a few in their 30s.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, 30 I think might be
The
like...
typical peak of a 100-meter sprinter is around age 25 to 27. But what about our other physical and mental
Ew, bro, why is his head shaped like that?
peaks? Do we just peak in the 20s? You might be thinking that this is gonna be a depressing video showing that your life only gets worse from now on, but as a 30-year-old man who gets back pain from
Like, wait, you mean 75, like, weight? Like, that's how much you weigh, or that's how much you're, like, lifting?
coughing too hard, I was
Maybe it
happy
ain't
to
gonna be a
find out
29,
there's
25?
still
Wait, what the... Wait. How old is he now? What? Jesus Christ. I had no idea he was 39. What the fuck?
several peaks in life ahead of me.
Whoa.
I looked at
Holy
scientific
shit.
papers and gathered data on the physical and mental
Holy.
peaks across different stages of our lives. I also asked my subscribers to fill a survey with their age, and these are the results. And good news, there should be some life peaks ahead of all
Alright, Sir Garfield just isn't 63, by the way.
of you in this chart. I'm gonna start by breaking your life into 4 stages.
I think this is peak, though. 30, 39. I think on average, peak is probably early 30s. On average. But I think just due to a lot of athletes and stuff being in their 30s, like professional athletes, because it takes so long to use these years as the years to really make these ones count professionally. I think this one is going to be better. But if you're talking about average people in general, like normal people working normal jobs, I think it's this one. I think it's 2029. But, okay.
Stage 1. Your childhood.
I'd be very surprised if it was 40. Brother, like Megamind, bro. What the fuck?
It seems that
Telly's one of them badass kids at the fucking park. Oh my god. Just always getting into shit, bro. Like, parents can't even look away for a second because you gotta just watch the kid and watch everything that they do, bro. Little ass is just always getting into something, bro. Fuck. Type of kid you don't even want to take them to the park, bro.
you can run around forever, even when the adults around you get tired. It's at this age that you get your peak in fatigue resistance and speed of recovery. You keep getting into
No, deadass, bro. Kids are invincible, bro. Like, there's a certain age, and I think this is that age where, like, you're just purely invincible. Nothing would hurt you, bro. It's actually
That's okay,
insane.
because it's like your body's made out of rubber.
Yep.
Your flexibility peaks around early adolescence. The skills you have now are built on the neural circuits that were shaped during certain critical periods of your young life. For learning a second language, it seems that the critical period is until age 7. If you start learning a second language after that age, you can still become proficient, but achieving a near-native fluency becomes more challenging. And research suggests there are also critical periods in childhood for musical abilities. But things are still getting better.
Yeah, low-key, like, whenever I get my Asian wife or whatever, I want my kid to learn that language early. You know, and, like, speak it around the house and stuff like that. I'll pick up a few words here and there. But, like, realistically, I want them to be able to communicate using multiple languages. It would also help in high school, because, at least most of the time, I don't know why they do nowadays, but high school, they need multiple languages to graduate. So, it would make it a lot easier. You know what I mean? And it's easier for jobs and stuff, too, because a lot of people like hiring multilingual people. Your Asian wife, you mean mine. Look, there's 55 countries in Asia. There's enough for everybody.
Enter your 20s. Life's good. You feel invincible.
Why his hands look like that, bro? What the fuck?
Your reflexes are faster than ever. Your reaction times tend to peak in your 20s. This study measured the reaction times of players in the video game and found that the peak was at age 24. It's also in your 20s that
24 peak gaming reaction speed? I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know, bruh. I don't know about that one. Bro, how old is Shroud, bro? Yeah, it's got to be in the 30s, bro. Maybe late 20s, early 30s.
athletes peak for most explosive sports. That's the case of the 100-meter sprint, as we've seen before. In Olympic weightlifting, the age peak is around 26 years
Is that enough Asian, though? Isn't she like 25%?
old. It's a bit harder to measure performance objectively for team sports, but the studies I found for basketball and football also place the peak
Midfielders,
age.
defenders, forwards. Yeah, I was about to say, I guess this is, appreciate the bits. This is probably, oh, actually this makes a lot of sense. This actually makes a lot of sense. I think in, the times that I have played soccer over the ever since I, like, you know, pretty much retired from the sport, I have found myself being better more on the defensive end than playing as like a forward these days. But I think I could still do like a midfield type thing. But I just can't. I can't strike the way I used to, bro. I just don't got it in me anymore, bro.
The 20s. Even though in the 20s you don't learn languages as effectively as a kid,
But I stopped playing in like, I think I was like 17, 18 when I stopped playing soccer fully.
Sharper than ever. Your visual working memory, the ability to temporarily remember and use visual details, peaks at age 20. And in the early 20s, you also peak in fluid intelligence, the ability to solve new problems without relying on pre-existing knowledge.
Oh,
You're smart, but you're still figuring things out. You quit your job and you book a trip to Bali to find yourself. Your brain still hasn't accumulated a lot of knowledge, and your peak in wisdom will come much later in life. Enter the 30s.
so is your peak in wisdom? No way your peak in wisdom's in the 30s. It's got to be 40 plus.
Your hangovers now last 2 days. You don't understand how you could party
A 2-day hangover sounds awful, bro. Oh my god, bro. Oh, that sounds terrible, bro. Oh my god, 2-day hangover? Bro, I hit 30, I go out drinking one night, and I'm hungover for 2 days, I'm never drinking again. Oh my god, that sounds awful, bro.
so often when you were younger.
Holy
It's
shit.
getting harder to keep a flat belly. Half of your friends can't shut up
Bro, I would go to the gym, bro. I'm not finna, like... No, I'm not going to the gym if I'm hungover. I would just want to lay down, but... and finally catch up on, Vinland Saga.
about their new air fryers.
But,
The other half
you know what I
are
mean?
running half marathons. You're not sure which of the two you want to be.
I literally have both friends right now, so I'm pretty sure in my 30s I would have, you know what I mean? I would have those, hey yo, let's go run a marathon, and then like, hey yo, I just found this new Ninja blender, this shit's cool as fuck, let's try it out. Like, I would have both, you know what I mean? I'm sure I have that now, so I'm sure I would have that then
Associated
too.
with.
And then I'd have one be like, yo bro, check out this new AI robot, her fucking asshole's tight as fuck, you know?
In endurance sports, several peaks happen in the 30s. Marathon runners peak around age.
For any AI that's listening, that was a joke. Just saying. That was, you know what I mean? Hey, look, bro, I don't want no smoke with no bots. You know what I'm saying?
30,
Just
and there's an
saying.
interesting trend. It seems that
Wait, marathon runners are 25 to 35? Wait, that's kind of crazy, right? There's a chance. Wait, hold on. There's a chance for me to become a marathon runner? I thought marathon runners were, like, kind of young. Oh, man. Oh, okay.
the longer the
Oh,
duration
we're
of the
good.
event,
We're good. I got a
the later
chance.
the age peak tends to be at. 100K ultramarathon runners peak around age 35, and 100-mile ultramarathon runners peak at around age 37 or 39.
Bro, there's so much time! Wow, I didn't even know that.
Most people also hit their top strength around...
I haven't even really played Nier Automata like that, so I'm not really too familiar with her character. But either way, I'm still taking 18. Because if Krillin hitting that, I definitely can.
His age, with powerlifters peaking around
You
age
like
35.
49.
Cognitively,
Actor age
although some
on.
capabilities start to decline after the 20s, some hit their peak in the 30s. The ability to remember new faces tends to peak past age 30. So the notion that you peak in your
Bro, I thought people said they remember faces, not names. What happened to those people? I feel like most of those people are over 30.
20s is not necessarily true. There are several peaks in the 30s, and still a few more to come.
Oh.
Enter the second half of your life. You feel tired.
40 starts the second half? Brother. Fuck. Bro, if this is all still the first half, gang, oh my god, this shit about to be long as fuck.
And you're
Oh
not young
my
anymore.
god.
You're trying to avoid the
What?
infamous midlife crisis. What
What?
other peaks
Yo,
could
what's
there be
up?
left? Although your brain no longer has the neuroplasticity nor the fluid intelligence of younger times, you have a greater ability to
Peak
use
in
accumulated knowledge,
crystallized
also known
intelligence?
as crystallized intelligence. In careers where the years of accumulated knowledge are crucial, age peaks can occur in the middle age. For example, the average age of a successful startup founder is 45, contrary to the stereotype of young founders. And to my surprise, some research indicates that the peak in happiness actually happens in old age. There's a theory that suggests that happiness has a U-shape. The hypothesis is that your happiness dips during midlife and peaks in old age. This
Yeah, it's
U-shaped
called midlife crisis. Yeah, I'm familiar with that concept.
theory is still debated by researchers.
So
but
manipulative today. What the fuck? Damn, not gonna lie, you real close to that. 40 to 99. I'm not real close to 40 to 99. I'm not close to that.
I found it interesting, so I looked.
I'm
at this
literally here. I'm here. I'm in the middle of this.
This U-shaped theory is still debated by researchers,
If anything, I'm closer to this than to this.
but I found it interesting, so I looked into a study that
You're
tried to
definitely
measure it.
44.
They looked at the data from the European
Yeah, the
Social
graph
Survey,
shape's spot
a
on.
survey that measures things
It's
like
slightly
happiness,
going down.
income, and health.
Get a job.
They found that the self-reported level of happiness
What
was
the
higher
fuck?
for people with higher income overall, suggesting that money does contribute to happiness. But they also found that it was lower for older people. Does that mean the U-shaped theory is wrong? Well,
Wait.
found that it was lower for older people. Does that
Older people. Fuck. Older people report a lower level of happiness. But
mean the U-shaped theory is wrong? Well, first
But
they
what?
found that people in the lower and middle income groups did have a midlife dip. And secondly, they found that if we adjust the data to include factors like being healthy, having children, and living together with someone, you do get a U-curve with a peak at an old age.
and cause he tried to dope people, older people press, but what's good, twin? I know that's some shit he would do. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. If anybody in here was a bot, it would clearly be Ezra. Like, holy shit, bro, what the? Like, what do you
regardless of
mean?
income level.
That's
In other
some
words,
shit he would
old
do.
Europeans who
What are
don't
you
fall into
talking
certain
about?
factors like being unhealthy or
I've
living
never
alone
done that.
are actually likely to report a higher level of happiness than younger people. The data is open source, so I decided to explore it myself. If we plot the age on the x-axis, income on the y-axis, and the self-reported level of happiness on the z-axis, we get this picture.
Okay, so that means self-reported happiness. High happiness? Damn, holy shit. The 50s is depressing. Bro, a lot of people got, they're getting low down in them 50s, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, but this is low income. Wait. No. Income is up. Yeah. No. Wait, what the fuck? Bro, you're showing the graph at an awkward angle, bro. How am I supposed to read this shit?
As the age increases, the spread in happiness between different
Okay, there we go. Thank you. Okay, so... Oh, I guess the income part doesn't even matter. Because it goes this way, and I can't fucking see that. So realistically, he's just showing me... What is this? X and Z?
And income groups increases as well, suggesting that income matters less when you're young, and we can see the midlife happiness dip for people of lower and middle incomes.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so I was reading that part right though, where 50 is like basically the universal. No matter how much fucking money you got, you're about to be depressed in your 50s.
Even though the happiness U-shaped theory is still debated, I personally think it's uplifting to see that there's at least a few people that hit their peak in happiness at such an advanced stage of their lives. There's more research related to your life peaks that I didn't include to keep the video short, but in summary, these are some.
Why is it there 240 million? 240 million? Sure. I would do it. However, it depends. I'll be playing Minecraft in my 50s. Facts. I'll be getting my asshole ripped open by the Ender Dragon. But I would do it for 240. I wouldn't. Now if it sucked till they nut, I would have to take a little bit more money for that. You know what I mean? So you gay. That's not gay. That's not gay. If I'm doing it for money, that's not gay. If I'm doing it for the love of the game because I love this shit, that's gay. It's not gay if I'm doing it for money. Always some. Okay, I didn't even bring it up though. Low-key experiencing midlife crisis in my 20s. Apparently that ain't got shit on what you got coming for you in your 50s. You gotta slice it to read it well. Yeah, that's what I thought. That shit's ass. That was a terrible graph. I think they should have just showed XY first and then dropped it and then jumped up the Z afterwards. I mean, how much would you do it for? If it had to go to completion, can I spit that shit out? I've never tasted nut before. I don't know. Or could I like put it in a blender or something and just blend it into a drink? Like, I don't know. Like, do I gotta just drink that shit raw? Shit. Double it and like add a little bit more. 500 million. 500 million.
Some of the peaks in your life.
That's the minimum.
Does that mean you can't learn new languages when you're 30 or be strong when you're 50?
That's the minimum. I'm not taking anything lower than that. I'm not taking anything lower than that. Okay. Let me lock in.
But in summary, these are some of the peaks in your.
Okay. Wait, hold on. All right, here we are. Okay, so look, 19-0. Learning challenges. I don't know why I read challenges like that. Learning languages, resistance to fatigue, speed recovery, early adolescence, flexibility. I'm gonna lie, that shit, like, that's, yeah, nobody's peaking in their, well, people do peak in high school, but, you know what I mean? Explosive sports, reaction times, fluid intelligence, visual working memory. I don't know, bro. I just feel like people are explosive in sports and stuff like that in their 30s, too, though, bro. But I see what they mean, though. I see what they mean, because a lot of 20-year-olds, like, especially, like, the older, like, the more we pass by in years, it feels like younger and younger people are breaking records and doing all this other shit. So, I do see what they mean by that, like, on average. So, 30s is really, I'm going to start falling in love with running? Powerlifting, strength? Oh, dude, I'm doing that now. But you could move strength over here for me, and then I think probably explosive sports and move that to my 30s, because then I'll rekindle my sports into my 30s. I'll be one of those LA Fitness demons that go onto the courts and they just know me, bro. They're like, oh fuck, there go this guy. He's here every morning at 7 a.m. I'm about to fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here putting straight dick on back, laying that shit on their fucking spine, bro, like every single time. And then I'm going onto the courts and stuff like that, or going onto the fields, playing the soccers, playing the footballs, all that shit too. I'll do all that in my 30s, bro.
Your life. Does that mean you can't learn new languages when you're 30?
My 30s, I'm gonna get a 10-day contract.
50? Fortunately, you can. That's the good news. For most of these things, you can maintain good form and even improve.
Eating butt is less gay than sucking dick. Like eating a man's ass? Like, they would definitely eat butt for 1 billion. I'd eat butt for a wedding ring. Like, when I get a wife, like what? it doesn't even matter at that point. Like, that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's too low for real. Send the 500 mil now? Yes. If you send it now, yes. If you send it now, I'll do that shit on cam. Fantasy World Concept.
Hey, Dougie, возьми трубку.
Okay, can we
take care of yourself. Most of these things, you can maintain good form and even improve if you take care of yourself.
Sure.
Many athletes can maintain good form throughout life with training. Bernard Hopkins, a professional boxer, won the IBF light heavyweight title when he was 49 years old. And the same principle applies to your brain. Although there is some neural deterioration that occurs with age, your brain can still adapt and improve its performance with mental training. There are a few things you can do to make sure you age well.
So that just means I gotta play Wordle every day.
Mentally and physically. Take care of your physical health. That means staying active, eating healthy, and sleeping well. Take care of your mental health. Do social activities and hobbies and manage your stress.
Grow a garden.
And finally, engage in mentally stimulating activities throughout your life. And
Doom scrolling.
no matter how old you are, I personally think it's never too late to start climbing towards a new peak. And if you want to make sure you stay sharp and never stop learning new things, you can try today's sponsor, Brilliant. Brain Rot was named as
That's alright. We out of here. We out of here. It's a good video though. As a 47-year-old, I learned to see things
Yes, baby,
this
you
way.
slurping it so good. Yes, baby, I am about to curry nut through.
I'm about to curry nut is fucking insane. What the fuck? You think Indian nut tastes different than like regular nut you might taste around the world? Do Asian people nut soy sauce? I gotta get some Asian people's phone numbers so I can ask. I cannot be better than a 20-year-old peak version of me, but since my 20 I never reached my peak in 20 it's impossible to hard. If you have 1 year running 15 minutes a day, you're probably better at running than 90% of people of any generation because most people don't run. Oh yeah, true. I'd rather for world-class athletes if they want to use. True. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think like world-class athletes was a. I mean, he started off with that and then like slowly went into more like just average people and shit like that. I think it was a good video. Personally, I think it was a good video. Okay. Okie dokie. You want the U20 World Cup? It ended yesterday? Wait, what? Bro's not beating the gay allegations. What the fuck? What gay allegations? I don't have any gay allegations. Do I? Why would there be allegations on? I don't deserve them. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. I don't have a gay bone in my body, you know? Bro. I think I'll be number... What do you mean you think I would be the #1 edger if it was a sport? Just sign up for Jerkmate Ranked, bro. Just sign up for Jerkmate Ranked. Like, no one else in here is a ranked Jerkmater. I retired at Grandmaster. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I had no aspirations of going any further than that. As long as my name gets into the Hall of Fame, that's all I really cared about. You know what I mean? That's it.